Matt Del Vecchio here, specializing in home care, elder care planning, and the senior living industry. Thank you for tuning in. Hey, I want to take a minute to talk about the upcoming Pierrefonds Seniors Fair. That's on this Sunday, May 4th. That's going to be a week today. On May 4th from 10 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. It's an event open to all, and it's a free entry to everyone. You don't have to be living in Pierrefonds. It's for anyone who wants to attend. There's going to be about 25 kiosks with experts, practical demonstrations, and more, all in the spirit of providing helpful resources to seniors and their family members. I'm going to be there. Our whole team will be there, in fact, exhibiting at this important seniors fair. So that's the Pierrefonds Seniors Fair, Salon du Carrefour des Aînés de Pierrefonds, next Sunday, May 4th at 10 a.m. They're going to be holding it at the Centre Communautaire Marcel Morin. That's at 14068 Boulevard Gouin West in Pierrefonds. Centre Communautaire Marcel Morin. Hope to see you there. All right. Did you know that today is National Therapie Animal Day? Well, you heard Lola just now from the Kinks during the opening of this segment. Many of our loyal listeners here on Life Unrehearsed hear me talk quite a bit about Zola. That's our Great Dane at home. That Lola is kind of our theme song at the house. We'll swap out the name Lola with Zola, and just dancing away in the kitchen with the kids and so on always puts a smile on our family's faces whenever we hear that song. And you know, there are some real good therapeutic benefits, mental health and well-being, so important with pets. Well, I have Isabel Poulin with me to tell us more. Isabel is an educator for Batshaw Youth and Family Services, a pet therapist and dog trainer, and the founder and owner of Pawz, P-A-W-Z, Therapie. Isabel, welcome to Life Unrehearsed.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Well, thank you. Hey, Isabel, talk about Life Unrehearsed. Just behind the scenes here, our guest for this segment ended up having an emergency. She was a breeder, and there's a problem with one of the newborn pups. And Isabel graciously is filling in here, and thank you in our little Life Unrehearsed in the last hour or two to fill in. And I appreciate you taking some time here on a Sunday.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
All right, Isabel, first of all, how many Canadians have pets?
Well, it seems Canada has the highest pet ownership, with 61% of Canadians owning pets.
61. We were talking a little bit beforehand, so we got to look it up, and we were thinking 30, 40%, 61%. Well, Canadians do love their pets. And if you could explain, Isabel, some of the therapeutic benefits of pets as we celebrate National Therapie Animal Day today.
Yeah, sure. So owning a pet has many, we'll try to sum it up in a few words, but it breaks the loneliness and gives owners the opportunity to feel less anxious. It provides unconditional love and support. And scientifically, it releases many of the happy hormones such as serotonin, prolactin, and oxytocin. All of these elevate moods. It increases the mental and physical stimulation of clients. And particularly for the elderly, it assists in refreshing their memory. So that's also very beneficial. It lowers their blood pressure, and it also can give them the motivation to take their dogs out or their pets out for a walk.
Get a little exercise in there. You're listening to Life Unrehearsed. Matt Del Vecchio here, and I'm talking to Isabel Poulin, pet therapist and dog trainer, and the founder and owner of Pawz Therapie. Now, Isabel, you do a lot of pet therapy sessions. Can you give me and our listeners an example of what one of these typical pet therapy sessions would look like?
Sure. So it varies from client to client and age group. So for the elderly, we do have a pack of dogs. So I would use a small lap dog for an elderly person, bring the dog to their home or a day center, place the dog on their lap, and we would open the conversation as if they ever owned a pet in their past, perhaps give them a brush or a ball so that they could throw or interact with the dog either by grooming them or doing exercises with them. And as we would continue to do pet therapy, we would also introduce activities such as arts and crafts or discussions or even dog commands or any other physical activities.
And you also do, it's so nice to hear. I mean, obviously, with the topics that I bring up here on Life Unrehearsed, a lot of Sam's generation, young or older adults and seniors benefiting from pet therapy. But you also do some very, I would say, heroic work, quite frankly, with the younger and youth as well, don't you?
Yes, that's my passion. I really understand them. I've been working for Batcha for over 20 years, and we provide pet therapy to group homes and kids that are in lockup units.
Right, and you see firsthand. So do you have these pets? These are therapeutic pets, and they're with you. You bring in one at a time or a couple? How does that work?
Well, it's interesting. With pet therapy, they're actually not my dogs. The reason for that, I've assessed them. I've qualified them as pet therapy dogs. But the rationale is dogs tend to stay with their masters, with their owners. So the dogs that I have, the owners have graciously lent me these dogs. I pick them up. I bring them to our sessions that can last 2 to 4 hours, and then I bring back the dog. And the benefits for the owner is that you know that their dog is being very well taken care of. They're being given walks. They're being stimulated. And they're being showered with a lot of love and affection.
Very, very interesting. Listening to Life Unrehearsed here, Matt Delvecchio, talking to Isabel Poulin. She's a pet therapist and dog trainer and also the founder and owner of Pawz Therapie. I mentioned dog trainer. I'm going to pick your dog trainer brain here, Isabel.
Okay.
So, you 61% of Canadians that are pet owners. If you're a dog owner, what words of advice could you give to a dog owner that may have a little bit of an undisciplined dog?
I would highly recommend hiring a dog trainer, hiring a professional. Sadly, most people underestimate puppy training, but it really does give them the fundamentals in learning how to socialize in our world. It's very important to have a dog that's well-behaved and well-tempered, as well as providing them with a lot of exercise. Can't overestimate the power of exercise. A bored dog is a dog that's going to cause a lot of problems, and it's harder to work with a dog that's over 7 months that has a lot of behavioral issues. It is possible, but it presents to be more challenging.
Right. So I guess the message there, start young in the puppy stage and where you can sort of control the training before it's too late. And
exactly.
It makes perfect sense. All right. Well, Isabel, I really want to thank you for filling in here and did a fantastic job. How can our listeners find out a little bit more about Pawz Therapie? And I'll spell it. It's Pawz and then therapy, right? THER, the French version, APIE. THERAPIE. So how can our listeners reach you?
Well, they can reach me on social media, either on Facebook or Instagram or by phone.
Okay, very good. And I think it's Pawz Therapie. Is that how it is? .ca, .com?
For my website, it's pawztherapy.com. And on social media, it's two separate words, Pawz Therapie.
Two separate. Okay, all right. Well, Isabel, thank you very much for coming in here.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a nice day.
All right. Thank you. That's Isabel Poulin, pet therapist and dog trainer and founder and owner of Pawz Therapie. All right. Coming up next.
Thank you.
Thank you.